Hello, I'm here to kill you.
We're about to play Clue with the oldest Clue in the world. This is literally so old.
Does anyone want a snack? We also have this.
Like, this is so old. They don't even show the rooms, they just show the wallpaper or the floor. And what do the cards even look like? Oh my god, is that a person? She looks like George Washington.
Just saying, I saw the new version and Colonel Mustard, they're so young. They're like young and hip and new.
But these people look like they're millions of years old. Is that weed?
Mom?
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at Miss Peacock.
In the living room with a
What kind of
Oh,
things?
Miss Scarlett's actually...
Girls, I need to hear Bobby. Can you be quiet?
She looks like
a
Camila
second?
Mendes.
Okay, yeah?
Actually, never. When you turn her the other way, feel upside down before. When you turn her the other way, she doesn't look like her actually. Whoopsies. Why are they all so old? These are the beautiful antique original pieces from Clue, but this one was from a different set because the original. What?
I think these were all from one set.
Really? Wow.
I don't know.
But these are so good. They're so well made. They look sort of realistic. The candlestick is really cool. I won Clue. It was Colonel Mustard in the billiard room with the rope, and I totally won. I'm so excited. I won Clue. Yes! I'm so good at this game. It's so fun. So, apparently this is a photo album from when I was little. My mom would make little photo albums. They didn't have things like Shutterfly back then.
Shutterstock.
No, it was Shutterfly. Or Shutterstock or whatever. But it was my new swing set. Oh my god, frick, is that me? Look at me, that's me when I was little. I think I was pretty cute. Aww. Aww. Okay. Thank you, Bobby and Zadie, for my wonderful new swing set. By Bobby and Zadie, my grandparents got it. And here it is. Wow, it's so big. I'm still taking it all in. Ooh, I'm so excited. Mommy, swing translation. I want to go on the swing now. This swing is the best. Oh, so it's really cute. Wee. The second Mommy and Daddy turn their back, I am going to try this. And check out that tire swing behind the climbing wall. I like that too. This is great. All the big kids are here to play with me. Yeah, my neighbors. And here are some cute pictures of me from this month. I like climbing into things. I did. I am being a silly Billy. Silly Billy take two. There's one more page. I'm not turning it.
Turn it.
Turn it. And that's the end. What the hell? You can't see me right now, but it is about 10:15. And I'm just going to put my phone down because it's going to be a big day tomorrow. We're going to museums. We're going to Broadway. We'll see. Hopefully we can get Mean Girls tickets. But if they ran out, we cannot go to Mean Girls and we'll watch a different show. But I really am crossing my fingers and hoping that we will go to Mean Girls. So I'm just getting ready for today. We still don't know what Broadway show we're going to watch. We're going to go see what there is. I really hope Mean Girls. Please, it will be so fetch if we got to see Mean Girls. Anyway, so my hairs are just really wavy right now because I put it into a braid before I went to sleep. And it's also naturally wavy, so I'm going to have to take care of that. First, I have a new dress that I'm going to change into because we're going to fun galleries in Broadway. So I thought it would be nice to wear some kind of dress. Looks like this. It's really nice. You know right away that your day is going to be bad when your hair doesn't cooperate. My hair is just not cooperating today. I have to find something to do. We are at the tickets place and we are the first in line because we got extra early and the line is so long. It's like so many people. The line looks like all like that. And I just can't believe it because we're just the first. We did really well. And we're going to see Carousel, not Mean Girls, because Mean Girls wasn't there. Look at that. The coolest part about this park is this part. Okay, I'm going to sum up my day. So first what happened was that I had a bad hair day. Bad start to any day. There was a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, and again, I'm actually very, very thankful that I get to even go to New York and watch Broadway. Some people don't even get to watch any Broadway shows. I've watched so many Broadway shows in my life, and I'm so thankful. I've also been to New York many times in my life, and I'm thankful for that too. So these problems, just gonna say that I had a bad day. I just had stuff that I wanted to do that I didn't get to do. After my bad hair day, it took me an hour to get my hair sorted out and get myself ready. Then we went to tickets to buy tickets, and they didn't have Mean Girls. I was sort of expecting them to not have Mean Girls, but I got my hopes up a little bit, so of course I was very upset. We got tickets to see Carousel instead. After we got those tickets, I was in a bit of a bad sort of mood because we were waiting in that line for an hour and we didn't even get something I wanted to see. We went to lunch and we saw this cool place called Sweet Greens that was healthy, had healthy salads. We decided to go, but we took the subway. The subway was going really slow. It took like 40 minutes just to get there and we were all starving. And we got lost along the way and finally we get there and the line was so long, but luckily it moved quickly. I loved the salad. I got a Caesar salad, but my Bobby, she's allergic to dairy. She's also sensitive to a lot of other things and she was just very confused about what to get. She didn't like it, so she wasn't happy. Then we went to a nice park with nice sculptures and a nice playground, which was fine, but I really wanted to go to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum or Ripley's Believe It or Not. I was really upset that we went to other things instead that I wasn't really interested in. Because after that, after we left this garden, we went to this gallery exhibit about pictures of girls, and it was actually pretty sad. But it was basically just one room with pictures of girls, teenage girls, and they were like runaways. So it was just showing them living in the wild, sort of like Lord of the Flies style with girls. But that only took 15 minutes to look at because it was a few pictures in one room. So it was about 3 p.m. and I'm like, okay, so we obviously don't have time to see any of the things I want. I was really disappointed, but then I'm like, hey, I decided I wanted to go to Black Tap. Black Tap is a famous place. They have loaded milkshakes. I really wanted to try it. And you know, my mom told me that we'd go check it out. But we were in Chelsea, New York, and not in Soho where the Black Tap was. So my mom just like, oh, sorry, we're too far away from it. I was really upset by this point. And I was like, fine, can we get ice cream instead? They're like, no, it's too close to dinner. I was just so annoyed because I knew we had to have an early dinner at 5 so we could see the show that was at 7. So I was just really upset because we didn't do anything that I had wanted to do, and I was really still bummed, and I was forced into going to this sky garden. It was like a garden on a bridge that was a mile long. It was hot, and I didn't like the view, to be honest, because they were doing construction. The view was terrible. And it was so hot, but we did take some pictures. I could show you the pictures. And then by that time, it was like 3:45. And so we had to get back on the subway to go to Times Square. And I was pretty excited about going to Times Square because that's where all the action happens. But, you know, I should have known it was so crowded like usual. And we got lost again when we were trying to just make our way to the restaurant for dinner. Somehow we got to dinner. It was 5 o'clock. We sat down to dinner. And then we rushed to our show, which was at 7 because the dinner just, you know, came late, that kind of stuff. We went to see Carousel. I'm gonna say this honestly. I loved the dancing. The choreography was great. I loved the sets. They were so elaborate. However, it didn't quite match up to the movie or the plot, and the ending was a bit confusing. Well, not a bit confusing, a lot confusing. Even my grandparents were disappointed at the end. I'll say this. I did want to see Mean Girls so much. I am happy that I got to see at least got to see a Broadway show. That is great. But today wasn't fetch. No, it wasn't. It wasn't horrible, but this day wasn't fetch. The show wasn't fetch. It wasn't bad. It was in the middle. I'm going to conclude by saying that I found out that my favorite TV show, Riverdale, the cast came right where I was, but last week for one of those panels where you get to meet them. If I would have come last week, my mom would have brought tickets, and I have FOMO now. Fear of missing out. And I made my mom promise to me that she'd look at when other panels were in New York so she could drive me there. Because I would have gotten the chance of a lifetime if I got to meet characters in my favorite TV show. That is my dream. So yeah, bye. Today just wasn't fetch.